infatuated. I left the flowers at your doorstep. Heart is unfaded. Just tell me what you wanna do, babe. Just say it. 'Cause baby, I can sell my soul, I could let it go and have you take it or take it away. I want you in my golden hour dream, everything between. 'Cause I just can't help myself but fantasize. Strawberry summer, sugar satellite. You spin my head around all day and night. Send me to heaven when I fantasize, fantasize. Baby, it's now or never. Can't you see with me? I love you better. Fantasy recipe when we're together. Can't you see with me? I love you better. Fantasy recipe when we're together. No, I don't wanna miss your every single minute. You see the problem is I can't admit you loving you more till you notice. Baby, I'm wanting you more, so you know this. 'Cause baby, I can sell my soul, I could let it go and have you take it or take it away. I want you in my golden hour dream, everything between. 'Cause I just can't help myself but fantasize. Strawberry summer, sugar satellite. You spin my head around all day and night. Send me to heaven when I fantasize, fantasize. Baby, it's now or never. Strawberry summer, sugar. You spin my head around. Send me to heaven when baby, it's now or never. Can't you see with me? I love you better. Fantasy recipe. let you down. And I know that I was not always around. I made you feel alone. You spent most of your nights just sitting on your own. I should have done so much more, like giving you the things you asked me for. And I know I was wrong. It's what I try to tell you with my song. Tell you with my song. What if I said I'm sorry? What if I'd make a scene? Wouldn't that make you mine again? You're all I'll ever need. Didn't I make you laugh? Didn't I make you smile? Didn't I make you feel like you were happy for a while? I know that I've done so many things that let you down, but I hope that you're giving me one chance to make you mine. When I close my eyes, know that you're the only thing I see, and it makes me cry to think that you are no longer with me. What if I said I'm sorry? What if I make a scene? Wouldn't that make you mine again? All I ever need. Didn't I make here she comes. Woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel, because she has someone who makes her happy. I'm a ghost in these walls, or at least I try to be. 'Cause I hope that I'm not showing how I feel for her, but she won't feel the same for me. I've got this picture in my mind. It's just the two of us, just the two of us. But I know I have to try to let her go, because she won't be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before, but she will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else and I will have to let her go. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She'll never know. It's like she stole my heart without knowing she did. But I guess that it will pass. Yeah, I can't be the only one who got lost inside the blue of those eyes. I've gotta let her go. I know it won't be easy. I wanna hold her close, but I have to try as hard as I can, 'cause she'll never be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before. She will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else and I will have to let her go. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She will never this rodeo written on my back window. I've never tried this before. I met you. Here we go into the wildness unknown. You seem to shift what I thought that I knew. Kaleidoscope, both of us changing our pattern with every spin. Kaleidoscope, glass bits and pieces from planets that I've never been. I am fixated on every new shape you're making. Turn brass ring, here I am aiming to please. Comets and asteroid blues cross between us. Fall, summer, spring, steady and bleak, wintering. You are a lantern to me in the stardust. Kaleidoscope, both of us changing our pattern with every spin. For kaleidoscope, glass bits and pieces from planets that I've never been. Tomorrow feels like sunlight spilling through the blind. I don't know if I'll reach it, maybe I won't mind. I keep returning, tracing steps I left behind, as if the past could teach me what I'd like to find. The morning moves in color soft across the floor. I try to hold the moments, learning more and more. The lightest touch from you is all After all this time, have you made up your mind? And all this time, I wonder, am I getting closer to you? Getting closer to you. After all this time, have you made up your mind? Tomorrow feels like sunlight, warmer than before. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm wanting more. I keep returning, though I've left some things behind. And maybe now I'm closer.
selling book. I could be tying knocks. You could be a fairy tale, and I could be a Chinook. You could be a wildflower, I could be a broken tower. You could be the Queen of Spain, and I could be Eisenhower. Even if we had a different names, different stories, different nights. Nothing could ever change that we were made for. Oh, I would find you. I would find you. You could be going places, I could be tying laces, leaving out for Sicily, sailing out overseas. Even if we had a different life, different names, different stories, different nights.